I built a 1 to 400 scale version of the Detroit Metropolitan International Airport, known as the Delta Super Hub. This airport update is a massive hub for Delta Airlines. Here we go. Yo, what's going on everybody? This is Hawaiian Air 2121. Today we have a really exciting Detroit International Airport update, and I'm really excited for this airport update. As seen in the screen right over here, we have a brand new terminal and some new models in this airport update. So without further ado, let's begin today's airport update of Detroit. And to start us off for today's airport update of DTW, we have this Delta Airlines Airbus A321. This aircraft is heavily being catered with luggage for the flights out to Atlanta or Citrus Aviation's airports. And to start us off for the Delta Connection fleets in this airport update, we have this Delta Connection Embraer E175 receiving some fuel and its first crew for the flights out to Washington Dulles. Over here we have this Delta Connection CRJ900. This aircraft just arrived to the gate from a flight from Des Moines, Iowa. And then we have this Delta Connection Bombardier CRJ700. This aircraft is first blowing up its passengers for the flight out to Syracuse, New York. And first pushing up to the gate, we have this Delta Connection Bombardier CRJ900. This aircraft is first pushing up to the gate with the tug from a flight from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and is currently hooking up to the gates. And over here we have this Delta Connection Embraer E170. This aircraft is waiting for its fuel for the flight out to Indianapolis, Indiana. And oh baby, with this super rare aircraft over here, the Delta Connection CRJ900 in the 30 years special livery. As we can see, this aircraft is first receiving its crew for the flight out to New York, JFK. Found this interesting on Flight Radar 24. This such a small aircraft to be used for this flight. For our second Delta Connection E175 at Detroit, Delta operates a ton of CRJ900s, but I don't have a ton of CRJ900s, so we'll settle for the E175 fleet. This aircraft is receiving its catering for the flight out to Chicago Midway today. And last but not least, for this side of the terminal for the Delta Connection fleet, there's a couple other on the other side. We have this Delta Connection Embraer E175. This aircraft is first boarding up its passengers for the flight out to, we will say, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Over here, starting us off in the mainline fleet, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 717-200. This aircraft is first blowing up its crew and then will begin boarding up its passengers for the flight out to Buffalo, New York. I really hope to get more 717s in the future. With our Airbus A320, this Delta Airlines Airbus A320 will begin boarding up any minute now for the flight out to New Orleans, Louisiana today. And many of you have been asking where I buy my model airplanes. I buy my model airplanes from dgpilot.com, and currently you can save up on these fantastic GeminiJets June pre-orders at DG Pilot by using coupon code HI10. This coupon expires June 6, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. US Central Time, and again it's HI10. Anyone who uses this coupon will get a shout out in the next video. And up next we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 737-800 by NG models. As I always say in every airport update, this model is phenomenal. I love the two Wi-Fi zones on it. Anyway, this aircraft is just arriving at the gate from a flight from San Francisco, California. Over here, arriving at the gate about 15 minutes ago, we have this Delta Airlines Airbus A321neo. This aircraft is currently deboarding its passengers, crew, and luggage from the high-density flight from Orlando MCO. And over here, we have a Delta Airlines Airbus A319 pushing out of the gate for the flight out to Dallas-Fort Worth. I believe this is the original GeminiJets original release of the Delta Airlines Airbus A319, a classic model. And at the end of this terminal, we have this sexy Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200. I love this model. This is a fantastic model. I love the two Wi-Fi domes. This aircraft is first getting its fuel on board as well as its passengers for the high-density flight out to Atlanta. And over here at the gate, we have this Delta Airlines Airbus A321 in the thank you livery. This aircraft is first receiving its passengers on board for the flight out to Denver, Colorado. For a second, Delta Airlines Airbus A319 receiving its luggage, with this Delta Airlines Airbus A319 in line for departure for the flight out to Raleigh, Durham. Over here is a stunning shot of the terminal, and over here we have a Delta Airlines Airbus A321 receiving some catering and luggage for the flight out to Las Vegas McCarran International Airport. And then we have the Delta Airlines Boeing 737-800, better known as the GeminiJets Flappy Bird because the wingspan is so awful on this model aircraft. This aircraft is currently getting its fuel on board for the flights out to Seattle, Washington. With a much better wingspan, coincidentally, we have another Delta Airlines Boeing 737-800. This one made by GeminiJet's biggest nemesis, NG models. This aircraft is first pushing up to the gate from a flight from Fort Myers, Florida. With an interesting flight, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200, first prepping up for an interesting destination, Reykjavik International Airport. This aircraft will depart the gate in approximately 25 minutes. And then I sort of ran out of current Delta Airlines aircraft over here, so I do apologize about that. I do need to beef up the Delta Airlines fleet. We have this Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200. Obviously, it's not in a new livery, but it is going to be operating for the new livery. This aircraft first arrived to the gate from a flight from Boston, Massachusetts. And then over here, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 737-700. Yes, this aircraft is sadly retired, but I do need it to beef up the fleet. It's receiving its fuel on board for the flight out to Cleveland, Ohio. And 3 strikes in a row, we have a old Delta Airlines aircraft. I'm really failing here. The CRJ700 is, of course, in the Colors in Motion livery. I do need a current one, so this aircraft over here is first pushing up to the gate from a flight from Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha! The football better 3 times in this game.
And then over here we have a more current aircraft, a Delta Airlines Airbus A321neo. This aircraft is having 2 gates over here as the high density flight for the flight out to, we will say, New York, LaGuardia. And the last Delta aircraft of this terminal, before we move on into the next terminal with more Delta Airlines aircraft, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300, prepping up for the long flight out to Honolulu, Hawaii. And up next, we're going to focus on more Delta Airlines aircraft. This terminal, the McNair terminal, typically only serves Delta Airlines, but due to room, I have to include other airlines in this terminal. But let's dive into this terminal. And at Gate 2, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 757-300, better known as the Flying Pencil. This aircraft is heavily being catered for the turn out to LAX. Over here, we should have a Delta Airlines Airbus A319. Instead, we have a Northwest Airlines Airbus A319 operating for Delta Airlines Airbus A319. This aircraft is first pushing into the gate from a flight from Jacksonville, Florida. Up next, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200 in the SkyTeam livery. This aircraft is deboarding its passengers and luggage from the flight from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. And then we have today's new model, the Delta Airlines Airbus A320 by NG Models. This aircraft will be in the next massive unboxing. This aircraft just pushed into the gate as well from a flight from Tampa, Florida. Over here, we're about ready to touch up to the gate. We have this Northwest Airlines operating as Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200, first arriving in from a flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And over here, we have a JetBlue E190 in the Bark Hotel. Currently, the crew has to fix the gate as it's going to begin boarding up the passengers any minute now for the flights out to New York, JFK. And over here, we have a really nice shot of the Banana Bus, the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320 with fence tip winglets. This aircraft is first boarding up its passengers and crew for the proposed flight out to Houston IAH today. Up next, we have a Spirit Airlines Airbus A321neo getting its first catering on board for the proposed flight out to Orlando MCO. Again, normally Delta Airlines is the only carrier for this terminal, but due to room constraints, I have to include other airlines in this terminal. And up next, we have this American Eagle Bombardier CRJ700 making its final arrangements for the short flight out to Chicago ORD today. Over here, we have this American Airlines Boeing 737-800 getting its fuel on board and soon receiving its luggage for the flight out to Phoenix Sky Harbor today. I should mention that each of the gates you see a blue tulip united. That will be symbolic of the future airport update that will be coming soon to this channel. For our United Airlines gate, we have this United Airlines Airbus A320 prepping up for a short flight out to Denver, Colorado today. Over here at the end of the concourse, we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 arriving at the gate from a flight from Dallas Love Field today. And over here we have Champ the Bronco, the Frontier Airlines Airbus A320neo. This aircraft is getting its luggage on board for the flight out to Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. And over here at gate 17, we have the Lufthansa Airlines Airbus A340-300 arriving in from a flight from Frankfurt, Germany. Over here, we have a Delta Airlines Airbus A330-900neo in the Team USA special livery, prepping up for a flight out to Rome. And up next for our international section, we have this Delta Airlines Airbus A330-300 by GeminiJets. This aircraft is first loading up its passengers, getting its fuel on board, and will depart the gate in approximately 45 minutes for the flight out to Istanbul. And at gate 7, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-400, first arriving at the gate about 10 minutes ago from the flight from London Heathrow. I believe Delta operates these on the 764s. And up next, we have this Air France Boeing 777-300ER in the SkyTeam livery. This aircraft is first receiving its luggage and passengers on board for the long flight out to Paris Charles de Gaulle. And almost concluding the airport update of Detroit, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-400 getting its catering on board for the second flight out to London Heathrow today. Taxing out, we have this Aeromexico Boeing 777-200ER in chrome. This aircraft, although it's retired, I was still using this airport update, is currently taxiing out to the runway for a flight out to Mexico City. And taking off is this UPS MD-11, taking off for a flight out to your favorite UPS destination, Louisville, Kentucky. And with that, that is today's airport update of Detroit. I hope you guys enjoyed today's airport update. I tried to incorporate a little bit more of Delta connection and some newer aircraft that I have received in the past couple months. Stay tuned for a massive unboxing. I believe that unboxing will be about 8 planes, and stay tuned for that. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you haven't already currently subscribed, I would greatly appreciate if you can consider subscribing, as we are on the road to 1,500 subscribers. This is Hawaiian Air 2121 signing off. Have a good one.